我已经没有什么可以告诉你了。
你说啊，你还有很多事情没说，不是吗，帕斯特利？
这是个交易，帕斯特利。这圣经是从你教堂成员那边拿到的。我已经知道它是从哪里来的。它是从美国运来，请别把手伸到大陆，对不对，利？
很背叛。
只要你告诉我们是谁偷渡圣经，你现在就可以离开。带他回去他的牢房，我告诉你，他是不会说的。但是我有更好的主意。帕斯特利仍然拒绝放弃办法，我并不意外。我不管你如何去做，为何去做，我要知道是谁偷渡圣经，你懂吗，陆先生？
别担心长官，我不会让你失望。
History class was a boy. Okay.
Well, hello, Abbey. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Mr. Gibbon. How about you?
I'm doing great. Hey, ask your dad to give me a call if he has a chance, okay?
Sure thing, Mr. Gibbon. See you later.
Bye-bye.
That's me, Abbey Raines. I live in Nashville with my dad. It's just the two of us. My dad's pretty well known. He's an international photojournalist and has won all kinds of cool awards. Actually, it's because of my dad's job that this story begins. So I'll see you tomorrow night at the mall, right? Yeah, sure. Bye.
Hey, Ab, how was school?
It was fine. Jenny wants to know if I can spend the night tomorrow night.
Careful, Abby, that costs more than a dozen of your weekend shopping sprees.
So is it okay if I sleep over?
It's fine by me, but I've got some big news to tell you. I've just accepted another assignment in China, and this time, I would like you to come along.
Are you serious, Dad? Oh, that is so awesome. I was so psyched. A chance to see the world. Well, maybe not the world, but how many 16-year-olds get to see China? And although I didn't realize it at the time, it would be the trip that would change my life. Because in China, I became an agent of the Chinese secret police. Later, we were landing at the Beijing International Airport, where we met my dad's associate, Mr. Bai, and his niece, Lu Chen. I actually clicked with Lu Chen right away. She seemed totally cool, and I knew I was in for an adventure. For the next 3 days, Lu Chen took me all over Beijing while my dad worked. We went to the Forbidden City, Tiananmen Square, shopping. It was a blast. I even learned how to eat with chopsticks. Well, sort of. But seriously, being with Lu Chen was great. It was like we had been friends forever. During this time that I learned that Lu Chen was a Christian. I mean, I'm a Christian, only in China it's not quite the same as being a Christian in America. Or at least that's what I was about to find out. That Saturday, we all went to see the Great Wall. It was so amazing. The longest structure in the world. Some people say you can see it from the moon. Anyway, pretty sweet. But the really interesting part about the day was the stuff that Lu Chen told me about being a Christian in China. Lu Chen told me all about the problems the underground churches face, just because they want to worship God and tell others about Jesus. She said the government doesn't like it, that lots of Christians in China are harassed or beaten up and sent to jail if they talk openly about their faith or have church meetings in their house. I was shocked and a little skeptical. It all sounded pretty wild to me. It's not that I thought Lu Chen was making all of this up. It's just, well, I guess I thought if that really happened all the time, then more people would hear about it, you know? Anyway, that's when I thought it would be good to check it out for myself. Lu Chen, I have a favor to ask. Do you think maybe I could go to one of your secret church meetings?
I don't know what your dad say.
He won't mind. He knows how much I love my church youth group back home. So what do you think?
Okay.
It was done. I was officially going to an unofficial meeting in China. But my excitement didn't let me think about it for too long. I began to wonder how I was going to avoid letting my dad discover my little detour.
Ready to go, girls?
Yep. The meeting wasn't like any I had been to. Back home the meetings are always really loud and everybody runs around talking before we start the singing. But this meeting was really quiet. I mean, even the singing was kind of quiet. And the people all looked so focused when they sang. I thought about how Lu Chen had told me that sometimes it takes 2 or 3 hours just to bring everyone together, because they had to arrive at separate times to avoid suspicion. When I looked around at the faces of the Christians, I think I started to realize everything she was telling me might be true. These guys were obviously very serious about their faith, even radical if they have to go through all this just to have a meeting. The pastor talked about the times of Christ. He said that it would have been enough for Christ to be crucified for our sins, but the world had caused even greater suffering by mocking him, spitting upon him, and even whipping him. He also said that some believe being a Christian means that life gets really easy. But the fact is that if we live like Jesus, the world will also reject us and treat us like they treated Jesus. I had heard many sermons about how Christ took all of our sufferings, but I had never given much thought about us Christians suffering for him.
Lu Chen, would you like to introduce your guest?
Yes, thank you. I'd like everyone to meet Abbey. She is here from the United States with her father. He is a photojournalist. No? How do you say that? Okay, he takes pictures.
It's nice to meet you, everybody. And Pastor Lee, thank you very much for letting me come to your meeting today.
It's very nice to have you with Abbey. I hope you enjoy time in China. 那么今天的聚会就到此结束。
Hey Abbey, nice to meet you.
So, this is Abbey.
Abbey, this is my brother Lian.
Hi, Liang. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Lu Chen's brother invited her and I to join him in the morning for a short trip to the south part of the city. We agreed and spent another half-hour talking. As they told me more about their house church, I was shocked to learn that the police recently arrested and beat up Pastor Lee. The reality of this whole situation was really setting in, and I was beginning to feel a little overwhelmed. I wondered if I would have had that kind of commitment at home if we had